Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Ross Automotive. Hadn't made a video in a little while. Lost my hard drive, ladies and gentlemen, so sorry. I've had all kinds of videos on hard drive, but hard drive finally decided to go kaput, and it's a SSD, no backup, so I lost those videos, so we're going to start fresh. 2010 Ford E350. Yes, correct, that's a one-ton. Customer complained this. There's smoke rolling out from under the wheel well. Alright, so I undid some things here, not a big deal at all. I'll go through there with you. I should have turned the camera on. I didn't. Look at the wheel right here. It's rubbed. I'm not gonna have to say a whole lot on this one. The hub broken. Rubbed. So anybody that's ever seen those type of setups, they already know what's going on. Let me get you over here. Let me shed some light on the situation. If I can. Oh yeah. Alright, so shedding some light on that situation. She's a goner. Let me give you a close-up. I'll give you a little bit of a close-up. So, right there, he's all rolled over. The threaded part, the end, is missing altogether. So it broke. Long story short, I'm just being silly. It broke the spindle. So what we did already is I took the steering linkage off of here. Cotter pin, 21 millimeter, undoes that. We'll get that out of the way. Now we take 21 mil on the bolts for the caliper bracket and the caliper. I just got it hanging here as an assembly. This one here you got to be careful with because that's got some serious weight to it. I mean, we are talking 1 ton, and truth to be known, I don't work on these things because I don't like to lift them. I don't like to lift them on account of concrete, not because the lift won't handle it. Lift will handle it fine. It's concrete I'm worried about. Don't know that bolt size, 15 maybe. We'll have to get the top bolt out of it. No, that's bigger than 15, I'm sure. Honestly, I don't know what size it is. Got no clue. If normally I don't work on these things, it's a 15. Okay, that was a stupid thing to do. Not really used to this. That thing is wide open everywhere. I'm not really used to that. So there's that bolt right there. So here's the caliper bracket bolts. Still got the blue Loctite on it. I suppose they ain't never been off. They only got 120,000 miles on it. They drive easy, I'm sure. But anyway, that's one of them. There's another one in the back here. Along with everything else, the ABS sensor suffered total failure. And as you've seen, I think the tone ring is gone kaput too. So we'll have to replace all that. But also, in the same token, I really don't know what I got laying around for a wrench here to get that spindle part off of it. Of course, we use a socket. Maybe get it in there. Now, socket won't. I don't think the socket will work. There's not a 27. Like I said, I can't stress this enough. I normally don't bother working on vehicles like this because I don't like to lift them in the first place, and that's why I really don't have the larger wrenches here at the shop. Let me see. I'll tell you the size here in just a second if I find the socket. So right there on the edge. Maybe not. It's a 28. Well, let's see. A lot of you folks that's got the bigger stuff laying around. Ah, come on. Get my calculator out. For those of you that do the standard 1.8", what you're going to need, that's what I just figured for you. Let me get a ratchet and see if this fits. Don't know that it will. here's the trick. I can certainly loosen it up, but I have to watch how we get this apart so that the whole assembly don't get hung in there, which you just did. It's too far up with it, in case you wondered, because we're enclosed, so put some lubrication on there, might make life easier for you. I didn't. I wanted to bring you along for this part anyway. Salvage yard. That's where the spindle is going to come from. Once again, too far, a little too far. Got to go back down so I get the socket out. I got a shallow socket like this. If somebody has a socket laying around, wrench is better. Well, not better, but anyway, better obviously is the socket. If you can use a ratchet, that'd be a better thing. Castle nut. Oh, there's your castle nut. Of course, it's got cotter pin in it and all that good stuff. I loosened the ABS up. Yeah. This is the part that I generally don't like working on these vehicles. I don't mean to harp on that, sorry, but it is an extended van as well, so it's quite heavy, and I don't really like that. The good news is it's not too heavy because it's got the small engine in it. These here actually come with a variety of different engines, so they come obviously with the Triton V10s, and they got the 5.4s in them, and they also got the diesel. So this is a 5.4, so it doesn't weigh that much. But anyhow, I like to be cautious. So as you can see, I got jack stands. I got 4 jack stands all the way around it. I like to live safely rather than dangerously. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera off, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm gonna pause you. So let me get you over here. I had to lower it down a little bit. My jack stands are too long to put under it now to a manageable level, so I'm gonna have to be careful. I don't like this. God dang it. Hot dog, diggity dog. That's a cam bushing right here. Hopefully you can see that. A little bit better light on there. But that's a cam bushing. Note the position that it's in. It needs to go back to the same position. Now, doing this job, I will tell you right now, I don't care how good you are, you need to go to the alignment shop and have it aligned. They need to check the alignment after this is done. To get the top apart, I use a machinist wedge. If I can get it in there. I can get that bad boy in here. I use a machinist wedge to drive that top apart. I guess if you can figure out how to get a screwdriver or something like that in there, that'll work as well. So alright, so that tap on that bushing, and that'll tell me that that part is loose anyway. So, like I said, note your position. That is a vital part of it. So, if you want to, take a screwdriver, small screwdriver, scribe the crack, the split. Crack sounded like butt, but yeah, I scribed that up for you. That may not work. I don't know. Get that screwdriver in there. Maybe you can drive it a little bit more. Factory bushing, I was wrong. I'll show it to you here in just a second. Give me just a second. Can't twist the bushing, so I'll show you why. Been a minute or two since I've done this. Done one of them. Yeah. Hit my head. Factory bushing's got a tab on it, so sorry. I was wrong. This one here you can't rotate. Anyway, that's not an adjustable bushing, so that hadn't had alignment done to it. So anyway, I was wrong before. Well, obviously that freed our top up. Top is gone as well. Sometimes, and I think I mentioned that before, sometimes you can shock The tapered the tapered pins, you can shock them out of that taper. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes you can. When we whack over here, it is a possibility that it's going to come apart. It's a possibility it might not. So there's a pretty good possibility that it just came down. And we shocked that taper enough. This is the part that we're going to be replacing. Hopefully the junkyard sent the ABS wire with us. So it's actually, I was able to locate it. I've got it ordered. Hopefully it'll be here tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I mean, long and short of it, that's it. So, turn the camera off. Wait till we get parts. So, continuation. I got me a hub, not a hub, a spindle today. And, well, they didn't send the nut. So, I hope we can get that castle nut that goes on it. That is a castle nut. The good thing is the ABS sensor is undamaged. It's kind of odd. Normally when it comes from a junkyard, they just kind of rip that stuff off of there. So it is generally my habit. So here's the part, the good part, that is. Generally my habit, take a little emery cloth, clean all that up, clean the bores up right there before I even try to put that on there. Just to make it easier, you know, make sure there ain't no burrs and dirt and all that good stuff. So I'm not going to bring you along for that. I'm just going to grab a piece of emery and clean it up. Battery about to go down, but that stuff actually looks pretty good. The pin looks fine. It's not too loose. Ball joint still pretty tight, so looks good. I mean, all looks good. So that one is good to go. I showed you how to get it out, so I don't know. Okay, let me move camera. Don't know how easy this is going to be to see, but anyway. Normally, when you do that right there, be careful though. Normally when you pop them in like this, they'll stay in place, but I didn't tell you that. That could go south. Once you get the nut secured on it, of course, that's the battle right there. Here's our ABS wire. They didn't cut it. At least, thank God they didn't cut it. If you care, if you pay attention to the tapered pin, you could make sure that your cotter pin hole is going to be in line. That does make it easier to get to. I generally don't care too much about that, but to each their own. Of course, we're going to have to find our location here, so can't see, ladies and gentlemen, I can't see. You can't see either. All I'm doing is tightening that nut back up. It's close. Ran out of battery anyway. Put your cotter pin back in. Yeah, stating the obvious. Anyway, there is our assembly. Put the alignment bushing back on the top. You really didn't miss anything. I didn't do anything yet. Put the bolt back in. Of course, we got to naturally you got to put the pinch bolt back in. I need to get a light. Pause the camera. Well, I was already lined up anyway, so. Oh, but yeah, put your pinch bolt back on, obviously. Stating the obvious again. Torque to spec, I guarantee it. Let's see. Put the steering rod back on. That one is not a castle knot. Better show you. I know I got a lot of complainers about not showing you. So that's what that is. That's a little hat that goes on, and then the cotter key goes in it. So tighten that up. Forgot what size that was. I think it's 21. It is 21. Something to be said on those. I don't go crazy tight on that stuff. I don't think there's any need in it. It just makes it harder to remove it later on if you need to replace it, so I tend to not go too crazy on that. Grab the wrong socket, grab a deep well. Well, honestly don't know what it did with it. See if this one works. Yeah, that's really all I'm going to do. If it's lined up, it's lined up. Perfectly lined up. Of course, cotter pins, I generally wrap them about 90 degrees. That's good enough. I don't collapse them all the way around. They don't need in that. So we're going to have to wipe that off. Of course, I did get a new hub assembly, of course. You've seen how the other one was destroyed, so we can't use it. Pause the camera up, go grab it. I already packed the bearings and all that good stuff, obviously. I wouldn't be setting it up there, right? Had it sitting on the bench. Was laying on the bench. Obviously I don't want that dust to get in there, so I put the cap on it. Like I said, I did pre-pack these bearings. Nice and smooth already. But unfortunately, to turn the camera back off, for one, I got to locate a nut. I think there is a washer there as well. I don't know. On the old one, that's all melted together, so I don't know what we did have and what we didn't have. I need to probably get a parts diagram and look that up, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera back up. Well, not pause it, but turn it off for the moment and see if I can find something. So, had to order a washer, found everything else, had to order a washer. Now, tighten the crap out of this. Well, not tighten the crap out of it. I tightened that nut pretty good on the bearing, without mushrooming anything. So we're not turning here. Okay? So don't worry, we're not hurting the bearing. All we're doing is setting the race. The whole point of this is, like I said, just to set the race. Not going to hurt this bearing, believe it. So now we can take and loosen it back up. Of course, we're not going to work with a ratchet here. No, we'll get it snugged up by hand, and I generally break it loose. That's normally what I do. And once again, we get it snugged up by hand. I loosen it up. And generally, this is what I do. So now we have no noises at all. But I do need to wait for the washer. I'm going to cut the camera. This is about all there is to it. We've got to put a brake caliper back on. The whole entire caliper bracket, that is. Got to put it back on. I don't need to film that, I don't guess. I don't know. We'll have to make sure that it can go on. Might have to spread it a little bit. No, surely we don't even have to spread it. Sorry, I'm in front of the camera. These things are not light. No, now I can move out of the way. No, obviously we got, once again, that is a 21. Could use the impact here, I'm not going to. Ratchet just as good as any other. By the time I get the impact, unlock the steering wheel and all that, the steering wheel right now is locked, so by the time I do all that, I don't have it tightened up. And get our ABS wire slipped into that connector. Not doing anything with the brake pads. The customer is going to take care of that. They're going to take care of that, and the brake pads are fine. They're not that bad. Go ahead and tighten that up really good. I mean, after all, this is a 350, so we gotta clip our ABS wire back in, of course. Goes without saying. It follows along with the brake line. Okay. We are going to be buying an ABS wire. Different year model. What happened just now is I just figured out that the plug is different. So this is apparently a different year model, it's different plugs. So this is round, this is ob round, so that obviously not going to go together, and we'll just go ahead and get ABS, the ABS wire to go with it. The other one obviously is chewed up, as we've seen. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off right here. I mean, the rest, you know, use your imagination, so it's not that hard to finish it from here. So anyway, like, subscribe, do what it is you do, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Whoa! Thanks for watching, guys.